Welcome to the Fibroid Shrinking Kitchen Club. My name is Josephine and I am a certified health education specialist. And I started this channel because I was pregnant when I found out that I had fibroids, and I was successfully able to shrink them using whole plant-based food as medicine. 7 fibroids, the largest being 12 centimeters. And so that really is what inspired this channel to come to life and to be able to share my experiences with you, and to hope that you can take something from here and hopefully to help you as well in your journey of shrinking fibroids naturally. Thank you so much for my new subscribers, my existing subscribers. Thank you for the people who have purchased the detox ebook as well. Thank you for the people who have purchased the webinar, clients in the Fibroid Shrinking Kitchen Club. I'm so grateful. Even for people who make comments and ask questions, I take a while to respond, but I do respond. I am very grateful for all of you. Now, just wondering, how are you doing? How is everything with you? How are you feeling health-wise, fibroids, life, emotions? Have you been doing the detoxing, and how is that going for you? Are you seeing any changes if you're doing the detoxing? And if you fell off the wagon, did you just pick yourself up and continue with the process, or what have you been up to basically? So just let me know below this video in the comment section how you're doing, because I do read them and I do respond, and I'm so grateful for them as well. So today I want to talk about giving birth at home with fibroids. I have noticed that the videos, the one specifically is how to deal with fibroids when pregnant, is the most watched video in my channel, and it seemed like you guys gravitate towards the pregnancy videos a lot, and just want to share my experience with home birth with fibroids. I have had both experiences. So I've had hospital birth, which is when I found out that I had fibroids, and there were 7 fibroids, the largest being 12 centimeters. But thankfully I was able to give birth vaginally, no complications, healthy baby boy. And I just continued to detox and made this my lifestyle, and I was able to obviously shrink my fibroids successfully. And then 3 years later, second baby, and decided to do a home birth actually on the last few months. That's when I changed. And this, with the second pregnancy, it started with 1 fibroid. It was 4 centimeters, and then ended up with 2 fibroids. Now the largest was 5 centimeters. So you can see the difference. And I was just thinking, because I was pregnant, my estrogen levels were high, that the fibroids, they feed on estrogen. So I was like, I went in second pregnancy with an open mind. I was like, I did shrink the fibroids, but there's a possibility that, they could come back. And that's okay. It's not the end of the world, because I'm still working on myself. I'm still feeding my body the right food. And I'm just hoping and praying that it will also be a successful pregnancy, right? So, the same thing, thank God. Ended up being a beautiful experience at home with a midwife and a doula and some, and my husband and my little one, firstborn. It was such a beautiful experience. So I just want to do this video today, share with you my experience. Hope you will take something from it if this is something that you're interested. I hope that you can take something for this video, and just know that it is very possible to have a home birth when you have fibroids. Now, home birth, you don't get a medal for it. I wasn't expecting any medal, of course. But I've always been that person who I just believe in the natural way, natural process. Things, our bodies are beautiful and they're meant to give birth, right? So I went in knowing that, there's going to be some pain. I have had hospital birth, which it ended up being funny towards the end, because you know how my baby didn't want to come out. He was just causing, they didn't want to get out, so they augmented me and they wanted to speed things up. But luckily I dilated and I was able to give birth vaginally, right? So I decided with the second pregnancy, I was also going to go hospital birth, right? And it was during COVID, but I ended up changing my mind when I was 37 weeks into 38 weeks. And the reason why I did that is because I felt like me and my OBGYN, we were not in the same wavelength in terms of what I was hoping to experience this time. I was a little bit, went ahead and got a doula. I got a doula, I believe, when I was 34 weeks. I got a doula, and I just wanted a different experience this time. I wanted someone, who could, educate me as well. And, also, just let me know there's some things that are actually possible, even though they make it look like it's not possible in a hospital setting. So having a doula by me, and amazing doula. Oh my God. Thank you, Tanya. Very amazing woman. She sat down and we were having these sessions of things that are possible in hospital setting. And we didn't talk about home birth. I mean, we did touch a little bit about it, but it wasn't the main focus. It was mainly, I was gonna go give birth in hospital, and that was the main focus. So we were mainly focusing on hospital birth and what we could possibly, have done. Things that I didn't think were possible that you could actually request in hospital, they are possible. It's just they make it look like it's not possible. It's like, oh my God, you're in hospital. That's it. You have to go this way. It's one way or the highway, So I was very happy with the information that I was receiving, and I just decided to start asking questions, ask my OBGYN questions. And now, because I believe I started becoming a little bit, inquisitive, asking questions, the answers I was receiving, such as, certain things that I wanted to have in my, I was hoping to maybe have a water birth, because the hospital where supposedly I was supposed to go deliver, they do also promote water birth. I was hoping for that. IVF, I didn't want to have that. I was hoping, is it possible to have sip of drink or something, because that was totally not even possible with the first pregnancy, right, in the hospital. So there are things that are totally possible when you have someone who knows the nicks and knacks that you can get in hospital. Okay, so I knowing that I started to ask questions, and then obviously towards the third trimester, I just felt like, my OBGYN, they were not just keen to tell me things such as my iron levels, because initially my iron levels were great. First trimester, I didn't even have to worry. I was taking these natural iron boosters from Europe that I got, and I recently saw them in Whole Foods. I was surprised. So they're in Whole Foods, and I was just taking them. They're very natural. I was like, this time, because first pregnancy was a little bit of issue with iron, I was just gonna embrace this, start taking the natural iron, not the little red pill, more like something natural that was easy for me. And my iron was really good, right? And also making sure that my vitamin D, because that's something I dealt with my first pregnancy, wasn't gonna be a problem. So I was like, your girl was ready. Iron pills, vitamin D, doing my best, taking care of myself as I should, continue to eat alkaline plant-based foods. Obviously, when there were cravings for me, I usually, both pregnancies, I didn't have any weird cravings. First pregnancy was plantain. I have no idea why I was craving plantain, baked, fried, I don't know, plantain chips. Then with the second pregnancy, it wasn't, oh, it was some scones I was baking, blueberry scones. I was addicted to that stuff. I didn't even know. I was just like very random things. But anyway, I just kept up with my eating because this is my lifestyle, and so I did not feel the need to change anything and just continue the way I eat. Obviously I was eating fish and eggs here and there, but I've said I don't eat red meat, no chicken, no nothing, just fish and eggs, no dairy. But of course, if I go out, we go to a restaurant and we order ice cream, I will have a scoop, you know, it's no big deal. But I don't buy dairy at home, so I don't consume it like that. And wheat, I cut down on my wheat. I don't eat bread. I bake mostly a banana bread, so I kept up with that anyway. So I just made sure I was doing the right thing. But then it came out towards my third trimester. They were like, oh, your iron levels are super low, that you might get blood transfusion. I'm like, what? You know, like, where is this coming from now? You know, because they kept checking me, everything was good, and then suddenly it's like your iron level is super low. Anyway, I wasn't too happy about that. And then the next thing is I was supposed to go for, because they say over above 35 you're geriatric. Hello, geriatric pregnancy. I'm like, what is geriatric? Anyway, they label you as high-risk pregnancy when you're over 35. So already that put me getting my normal ultrasounds every 2 weeks, towards the end of the pregnancy, every 2 weeks. And then they also have to do, I believe, fetal monitoring, if I'm not wrong. Something I had to go for they wanted me to go. So I'm there for my regular ultrasound every 2 weeks. And then I'm also gonna do another ultrasound. It did not make sense. Oh, they call it stress test. I remember, stress test. And I was like, what is all this? It's just too much. It's coming all at once. It's like, I don't need all this, you know. I believe when I'm taking care of my body as I should, the body's gonna work and it's gonna go to my favor. Of course, it's not always the case, right? It's not always the case, but I truly have that belief. When you take care of yourself the best as you can, you pray to God, and the rest you just leave it to God, you know. And you just speak to your body, your baby, and everything, you know. Just have the faith. I live by faith and not fear. That's all I'll say. So all these things were coming up about the stress test, regular ultrasound. Then there's a possibility that I will probably have a blood transfusion, which I was not, I didn't want to be a part of this, you know, considering I have very beautiful pregnancy from the beginning, both pregnancies, and now second pregnancy. All these were coming up towards the end, and I'm like, no, I don't need this stress towards the end of the pregnancy. So me, you know, your girl, I just sometimes I just do things. When I want to do something, I don't hold myself back. I'm cold turkey. I just go right in and I just do it. I just decided one day, I started to read this book by Ina May, I believe, about just natural birthing. I was reading this book and I think something ignited in me. That's my third trimester. Something ignited in me and I just switched immediately, and I said, like, with all these things coming up about my pregnancy that I don't want to deal with, how about we just do a home birth? I'm going to find myself a midwife. I started to pray for my midwife. I was like, God, please, I know this is towards the end of the pregnancy. Just lead my way and bless me with a midwife who will take great care of me and my baby. And I prayed and I prayed and I believed, and God answered my prayers. I did my research. I did talk to my friends. I got a lot of referrals. And I was still working with my doula. And of course, I did have to cut off the ties with my OBGYN. That wasn't such a happy experience, of course, for them. But at the end of the day, I made that informed decision that I wanted to go that way. I knew the high risk complications because I have fibroids. They say, you know, you're high risk geriatric, high risk pregnancy, that there's possibility of complications such as hemorrhaging, that loss of blood. You know, you can lose a lot of blood when you're giving birth. There could be a lot of possibility like complication during giving birth with the fibroids. You know, because I had low iron, but towards now the 3rd trimester, I started to take the red pill, you know, the regular for sulfate, I believe, the regular iron pills to boost my iron, which the same thing happened during my first pregnancy. Towards the 3rd trimester, I decided to take the iron pills to really boost up my iron. Because I was going to have a home birth and I needed to really qualify to have really good levels of iron. But through my prayers, I was also praying for someone who was very open-minded and would not question me so much, because I was doing my work. You know, I was doing my work, and I hope that when you're pregnant, you're doing your work, you're doing your part as a mom, as a new mom you're going to be, that you're doing your part to really heal your body. When you do your part, your body favors you, and you pray, God listens, is amazing. And when you do your part, the good things happen. So I was doing my part, I was diligent with my part, and I was able to find an amazing midwife who collaborated with my doula, and it worked beautifully, right? It worked beautifully. It was towards the end of my pregnancy, 38 weeks, but I just took that leap of faith and I just went with it, because I felt that this was going to be the right thing for my body. For me to have the birth at home was beautiful. And it was beautiful because I had my husband next to me, my baby, everything was so at ease, and I was able to just go through the deep breathing. You know how they say, like, breathe, like in hospital I did practice deep breathing, right? Like you do your yoga, but in hospital it's just like when I was augmented, I was like, oh my God, the pain was too much. And forget the deep breathing, like that went off the wind. I was trying to, but it was too much, you know. But because this time I let my body do its work, I was able to be in the moment and be mindful and experience this and talk to my body while my baby was about to come. It was quite a very spiritual experience when my baby came, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And it's exactly, thank God, it went smooth. I had faith that everything was going to be fine, it was going to work out. And she's a special one. She came in a very special moment, and it was such an experience that was worth taking. It was a risk worth taking. And I'm so thankful that I also had an amazing team to be with me at home. I was able to eat, I was able to drink water, coconut water, regular water. I was able to eat, I was able to breathe, and I was able to relax and move my body and just dance and just experience the birthing of a child, how I've always imagined it should be. And I was in this moment going through it, right? Now, it was painful at some point, going through the labor pain. It was painful, but I had to remind myself why I wanted to do this. And I do believe that if I was in hospital, my experience would have been different, honestly, because somehow my babies, they just love to stay in my womb and they don't like to come out. So the labor went on for so long, but I knew that the baby was gonna come out that way, not even a shadow of a doubt. And that this is what I'm hoping. If you are thinking about it, even considering, you really have to put your mind to it, and you have to believe the process. You have to believe the people who are with you, next to you, supporting you, and you really have to believe in yourself. It's very important, because this allowed me to trust the process, to know that it's a natural thing, and to ease everything. And my baby came when she was exactly supposed to come. And I believe that because of this process, this decision that I made, my outcome was totally different. I really do believe, because the way it sounded like if I'd gone the hospital route, I was gonna go blood transfusion and who knows what, right? Because my labor, my labor just went on for so long, and who knows what, because I remember the last time with first pregnancy, the labor went on, it was stalling for so long, and they were like, you're getting too long, probably gonna have a C-section. I was like, no, like I've been working so hard and I want such a beautiful vaginal birth. For me to have, C-section, and some people, they choose to go that route. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody, you have your own, that's a personal decision. But for me, giving birth vaginally, naturally, it's just how I pray and I believe the body, is meant to do for me, and it works beautifully, so I do believe because of this and just being able to trust the process, home birth with fibroids went smoothly, and I have not gone back to check the 2 fibroids, right? Because I have continued to eat the same, and I do my best. I do my part for my body, right? I'm not perfect, but I do my part because I know that my body responds to whole plant-based alkaline food, and exercise is important, moving my body, and also just making sure that I'm working on myself and not stressing my body so much emotionally, letting go of the things that don't serve me in life, and bringing in good vibes in my life, and letting go of the things that really weighing me down or stressing me, because at the end of the day, those are the things that actually can take you the wrong road. If you have fibroids and you're dealing with pregnancy, it can just add up to so many things that you don't want in your pregnancy. So because my relationship with my OBGYN, it's amazing. They do their work, and I respect that. And everybody have different preferences. And for me, honestly, home birth all the way. I would do it again, but I'm grateful and I'm thankful to God that it went very smoothly. And it was a process that I'd put myself into it, and I knew this is what I wanted the process to be, and I was doing my part. It went the right way, so I'm so thankful for that. I have right now going to OBGYN after having this experience with home birth. Honestly, I'm a little bit like cautious, but of course, I do still need to check on myself, regular monthly checkups, yearly checkups, which I haven't done this year, but I'll get to it. But I feel like now I'm just in a point where I do my part and just trust my body. And when you do your part, I think the body speaks to you and the body responds to you. So that's where I'm at right now. My baby is 9 months old, so that's how long it's been. But I just wanted to come and share the experience with you about my home birth with fibroids at home, and having such a beautiful experience, and also encouraging someone to have a beautiful experience at home, birthing your baby, whichever way you go. If you decide to go to hospital, that's just fine as well, but just advocate for yourself, make informed choices that are really good for you and your baby. At the end of the day, you need to really educate yourself and empower yourself with information that can really make you, make the right choices when you're in a setting such as hospital. Because when I did ask questions about the things that I wanted possible in hospital setting, they were like, no, we can't do that. But in reality, I could, there's no law that says I can't do this. So I wasn't too happy with the answers I was getting from my OBGYN. So because of that, I just decided to go a different route, which I also still was really for a long time wanting to do, when I was pregnant. So these are just some of the things to think about, and also to let you know that, childbirth with fibroids it can be, you know, at the beginning when you find out, with my first pregnancy, when I found out, it can be a bit discouraging because of the information you get out there, how, you know, some of the worst things that could happen. But I also do want to tell you that, you know, be encouraged, do your part, just eat as much as you can, because for me, number one thing is food, and it's not just food. Eat well, avoid a lot of animal-based products as much as you can. I know when you're pregnant, you really have to make sure that you're getting the right nutrients for you and the baby. I always say the best you could do is do wild-caught fish, you know, eggs here and there. Just cut out some of the red meat or white meat if you can, and eat a lot of fruits and vegetables that are alkaline. Do a lot of less processed grains and just do more like the alkaline grains, black white rice, quinoa. Those are like my go-to. And just try your best to, you know, move your body as much as you can. You know, you don't want to just stay stuck and, you know, doing the same thing while you're pregnant and you expect a different result. Just do your part as much as you can, and also work with someone who believes in you. If you go in the hospital route, make sure you're asking questions and you have a good support system that understand what you want, and don't just go with what they say in hospital. You know, you need to ask questions. You know, you need to come home, do some research. I know Dr. Google has a lot of information, but you know, talk to people as well, people that you trust, and just hear their opinion. You don't have to necessarily take it, but just hearing about other people's opinion or asking questions to, you know, mom friends that you know you have or you've seen, you can ask and just hear the experiences can help a lot, and can also help you just make informed decision as well. So I do hope that watching this video, my experience with home birth, with fibroids, and right now, as I said, I have not gone for a checkup. My baby's 9 months, but thank God I feel great. In fact, with my home birth, I healed so fast. It was just beautiful. I think my body was, I was able to just move my body compared to the first pregnancy. After coming from hospital, I was still dragging myself because of all the drugs they gave me. But at home, drug-free, my body was just able to expel and just be able to move at its comfort. And I was so blessed. In that moment, I really, I was humbled with the process, honestly. I cannot tell you, this is one of the experiences in my life as a woman that it left me so empowered. It left me feeling like, oh my God, our bodies are beautiful. They are so strong, like to be able to do this, you know, powerful, amazing. Everything that you can ever imagine, you know, your body is just capable of creating a human being and just birthing it. So just know that you're beautiful. Your body is beautiful with everything that is in it. Fibroids or cysts or kind of disease, your body is capable of healing, and to listen, it can listen to you. Feed it well, treat it well, take care of it well, and it will also serve you well. And because this is what I always believe, and I do my part, I always believe that, you know, the body listens. And so I hope that you get something out of this video. If you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments section. If you're interested in my detox ebooks that shrink fibroids naturally, these are the recipes that I used when I was shrinking fibroids the first pregnancy. I do still consume these recipes. I have a link that goes to my website. I also do have a webinar, how to balance your hormone to shrink fibroids. It's 1 hour webinar as well, that I have a link under the description. I have a 12-week detox program that you work with me one-on-one to detox fibroids, and you get all the amazing tools that can help you through the detox process. And I also have sessions, coaching sessions that you can book with me. It's all under the description box. So whichever system, whatever, if you have a comment, as a question, just in the comment box, let me know how you're doing, and I am so grateful for you guys. I'm so thankful, and I'm just happy that I was able to come out here and share something with you guys. And I hope that wherever you are in your journey of shrinking fibroids, whether you're pregnant, whether you're hoping to be pregnant, I'm with you, and my prayers, and just telling you, just be strong and keep believing in yourself, in your body. Don't give up. And also, you're beautiful, your body is beautiful, and it's capable of healing. So from there, I hope that you be safe and well. From me to you, stay well, be happy, be healthy. Bye bye.